And we're live, dude.
Hey,
we're live here at the Oregon.
Let's go.
Big
Welcome
Oregon.
in, everybody.
Yeah, Big Oregon Tailgate, man.
Yeah.
The Big Oregon Tailgate. T-Rod and I, Chef Marc, here for the Oregon Football Tailgate Talk.
Yep.
CFP edition, man.
Oh,
College football playoff
season edition.
It is.
I mean, come on. What are we talking about here? What are we doing,
Dude.
What
We're in the tourney.
we're in. We're in. I mean, foul pole and the lights. Let's go.
Let's go.
We just picked up some lights ourselves, people.
That
right
we did.
here.
That we did.
Let's go. 2 minutes ago, they came in here. 25. So if you're
sponsored by
oh my goodness,
New York Pizza. And Josh, thanks once again for all your support this year for our podcast. You know, the first season we really just kind of set out to just like have 30 followers. Thank you for all those that are following tonight. Have subscribed, liked, shared.
Appreciate you all.
But Josh, our title sponsor, New York Pizza, 686-9598. Give them a shout out.
Show and tell.
Yes, we do. Let's do some show and tell here.
Show and tell.
I took a peek earlier and I couldn't get the box closed because this pizza is huge. I had to squeeze it in. So here we go. Let's show it. Double pep tonight?
Let's go. Actually, I think yes.
I think we got
it right there.
Oh, there we go. Boom.
Right there.
Double pepperoni.
Double pep.
Oh my God.
You know, and here's the thing is I had to run down and pick up the pizza real quick, right, to get ready here. And, you know, it's a little quiet on campus right now, right? It's an easy get down there, get parked real quick, run in to get your pizza called ahead of time, jump on NewYorkSizePizza.com or New York what?
NewYorkPizza.com.
That's it.
Pre-order, call in, pre-order.
That's it.
Show up, have a slice.
Yep.
And just enjoy it.
It's a quick in and out. I like it when it's live down there, right? So yeah, get on down there and take care of it.
And I would say too, size is kind of a staple of campus, right? Like you went to school here at the University of Oregon, or you're a local here, you know size New York Pizza. Like you know that you just stop in and grab a slice before class, during lunch, or whatever, and it's just like that quality New York pizza. And we're so blessed to be able to, you know, have that. That's
grateful, thankful.
Like when we're sitting here,
you guys are hungry.
Yeah, grab yourself a slice. Live studio audience tonight. Grab yourself a slice. You know, we're sitting here on December 18th, and to think about this year, January 1st, you and I went to a college football playoff game. I don't like to talk about it, but it's been like really a full year of football. Yeah, it truly has.
I mean, we're weeks away from it being a full year.
Yeah.
And if you count the before parties and the Airbnb there in Pasadena, we're even closer.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly. 8-9 days.
It's been a fun, amazing ride, and you know, it's gonna end this season here. You know, here at Austin. But it's history.
It is.
Marc, we've been talking about this, right? We've had multiple conversations about this, people. You know, if you jump on those, you know, second, third party, you know, ticket places, right? Tickets are coming in fairly decent price right now. You know, and there's seats to be had. You know, come down and be part of history here at Austin Stadium.
Exactly.
I've been to the first ever championship game here. We had the scaffolding stands, you know what I mean? And so get down here, people, and, you know, just enjoy it for a day. Yeah, it's going to be chilly. But knock on wood, it should be dry. So
it should be.
Let's go. And plus, it never rains in Austin anyway.
Exactly. And, you know, it's like this atmosphere to football playoff tailgate. You know, it's not a regular season tailgate. It's not like early season or Big Ten football tailgate. Like this is a college football playoff
tailgate, right? And podcast is an understatement for what we're feeling like, what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Right? We're excited about just what we're doing here. And you know, you talk about that Pac-12 championship game here, the first one ever. Right. You know, we're, you know, here we are, night before.
Yep.
Set up here at the tailgate and ready to do our thing. So For me, I love to reflect on the many opportunities that I've had to enjoy this program for over 45 years of my existence, kind of a thing. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, here we are, my man.
And this is another milestone in that journey. Like, we'll go back, look back. Hopefully someday we'll be like, hey, remember that time we set up on December 18th? We did our podcast to end the season and our tailgate season, or our podcast season. And it was a college football playoff. So here we go. Let's get into our podcast. So last podcast, we were on the road up in Washington, and I like the color of your hat this week.
This is my wife's fault. I wear my hat backwards.
Yeah.
Normally, I would be here.
Yeah.
My wife likes it right here.
There you go.
And so I
Nikki,
just said,
what's
you know
up?
what? This is what we're doing. And what do we got going on with chat? Go Ducks. Let's get the pod going. Ryan. Yes. Scott. Let's go. There she is. Got me.
Scott.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Yep, that's me.
Ryan
That's
says
the
T-Rod needs to spring for Amazon Leo. No, that's Ryan. Ryan, Amazon Leo Internet Service. Ryan, I think I have an inside track. I'm going to hit you up. We may get a little sponsorship, maybe. Anyway, Ryan, maybe you have a connection there. But Leo would be great. I don't mind saying that versus the other service that we do use.
Yeah. Jack, bro, what time should we show up? Well, I mean,
Polar.
We're here, bro. We're here. I know where you live. We're here right now. So, I mean, I guess any time between now and, we got
Sunday morning. I mean, anytime. Like, I hope before we tear down, but we'll be here extended period of time, anytime.
Polar Bear,
if you show up at 6:30 in the morning, I'll be waking up making coffee. So come down, Polar. Anytime. We'll have the games on all day tomorrow, which is going to be awesome. So look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Polar. So anytime. Food will be on at, I'll go over that, but food will be on at 1:30 tomorrow. So anytime before or after that, come through. Kickoff is at 4:30. So
what's funny is sometimes Jack escapes me because it's just always Polar Bear.
I know.
You know what I mean? But so
appreciate it.
We're gonna have it. The 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Oh, you know what? We'll talk about.
We'll dive into.
We'll talk about it.
Let's go back to the segment we're talking about. The bucket of doom last time. The reason I mentioned a hat because I do like the color green on you better than the color that we were wearing last time. And so the bucket of doom, it was the end result of the 2025 season for T-Rod and I. But we also said, hey, let's just extend it out. We're here. We enjoy doing this. Let's pick a few games. And so we did pick games. We're going to carry on the tradition of going over the results, and then we'll go over at the end of the show tonight. We'll still do our bucket of doom segment. We'll get into the details about that. But the final score going into the last week of the game, last game of the season was 21 for T-Rod, 23 for Chef Marc.
We're gonna carry on their tradition of doing the deed.
Yes.
Right. But we're not carrying on the tradition of T-Rod losing. Let's make this clear, people. We're changing some things here now. Right. This is we're looking for change. We're looking for development and growth.
Why don't we? Let's dive into this, and there might be a retire. Let's go ahead and move. First off, check the duck.
Yes, our
again, playoff duck, Nikki.
Yeah,
there you go. Thank you
for
painting that. Mm-hmm. Look at that, a new addition to the set. We'll put that right into the pom.
And we have our tiara again. McMahon made this for us, and the ornaments here. Again, a big shout out to her. Thank you so much. You can find her on Facebook. She makes these things, and we appreciate you. Everybody, thank you.
And so let's go ahead and dive in here. I'm gonna take this out. Oh yes.
Oh yes. Oh no.
Okay, this switch.
When Chef Marc says, "Oh yes," I say, "Oh no."
Okay, so we're gonna go through the results here, update the score, and then we're gonna do a little.
Let's go.
All right. Well, that hat is gone. It's been sacrificed. Yeah, good. Turn it a little bit that way. Perfect. We're back live. Whew.
Yeah, that was good.
That felt good.
That was good.
Have you ever broken a W over your knee?
You know, boy, that's a sorry now, but not fashion. I have not. I have. Ooh, that is
flaming.
That is torching too.
Dude.
Let's go.
Boom.
Breaking it.
May need to scoot that forward just a touch. Bring this forward like that. Sorry. There we go. Now we're live. Okay.
There
we're
we go.
back.
Perfect.
We're back. Back in.
Yeah,
the
great.
studio.
Woo!
Wow. Scott, thanks for the update. I was curious about that. You jumped out early. We'll talk about our picks a little bit later in the show.
Yes, my mom Gwen would love these. She
on Oregon versus UW. 26-14 final.
Dubs down.
Dubs down.
Mm-hmm.
As we know.
Thanks,
Dubs
babe.
down. So this segment is take two. One on offense and one on defense. Takeaways from the Oregon versus Washington game. We were in Autzen North.
Yes, we
over
were.
there in section 10. Was it 102? 103?
102.
102, row
102.
28.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were over there. A good crowd. Oregon showed up. Not only
all 10 of us rolled in there.
Yeah, we did have a crew from the tailgate.
Yeah.
And not only that, but like good crowd as far as the Oregon contingent of on the road there showing up. And we made ourselves heard. A lot of go Ducks between different.
Watching that
sections,
game back, we were heard.
Yeah, we were heard.
Yeah.
So starting on the offensive side of the ball, do you have a player in which you were like, you know what? That's the guy. That guy really showed up that week against Washington, and I really think that we may have the same guy. But let's go ahead.
You want me to go first?
Go first.
You know what? My offensive player of the day, the 24-hour, little over that span, was Karen. Marc's mom was my offensive player of our game at UW. Dude.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I've been waiting for this moment to be able to say that. She made us feel at home. You made us feel at home. Jackson, of course, testing out the 1990 fiberglass backboard on the dunk hoop, still in the parking lot. You can't help but pick up a basketball when you see an old dunk hoop in a parking lot with an asphalt floor, right? Picking up that bullshit. Come on. And but she opened her home to us. Wonderful dinner. Just a great time. Had a great time at the game. Wonderful breakfast in the morning. So Karen, you are my offensive player of the game while we were up there visiting your home. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. My son thanks you. And we appreciate you. Thanks.
It was a blast, like just for my mom to host and have my friends from the tailgate show up and just like be able to just like enjoy my childhood home and just the company, the laughter, the good times, and the Ducks victory.
Yeah, party at the Weber house where the cops were even called.
The cops were called. And the cops were called. They showed up bright and early, and one of the cops recognized. One of the cops actually recognized and gave you a go Ducks, if I'm not mistaken.
He did. We're in the thick of Puyallup's finest.
Puyallup PD. Shout out to you.
Yes,
the go Ducks. Up.
You know what? And quickly, and appreciate you guys.
Enforce.
Yes, absolutely. It was a perfect topper.
Yes.
I mean, at least for those of us who didn't get woke up by it, of course.
Exactly. So, nonetheless, there's a story behind that, which we'll all remember. My offensive player of the game, Not my mom. I love the double up.
I hear you.
Like I think that's a great pick, and I'm gonna pick Malik Benson. And I think that like I talked about Malik Benson back a few. Will be just like one of those things. Looks like we had a connection issue. Cindy, just a heads up, we have a connection issue. Just pay attention. We may have a connection issue. Anyway, we're gonna keep going here. But Benson really was productive in this game, and that touchdown I think will be like highlighted and be shown for years to come. Where he caught it and really just like put the game away as far as things go. And so he is my offensive player of the week.
Yeah, and we, over the course of the last, obviously couple weeks or so, we've seen videos and the impact plays that he has had throughout the season. We talked about this, what your mind tells you, what your heart hopes for, but at the same time, when that type of adversity hits you, who responds?
Yeah.
And he's responded all season with impact plays that have made the difference in this season and how they could have swung one way or the other.
Absolutely. On my drive over today, I was listening to the Ducks of the Feather podcast with Kenyon Barner and Jonathan Stewart, and they interviewed Malik Benson. And he talked about his story and talked about how he ended up at Oregon. And really, it's like he had that like extra year because he did do the JC route. And those years did not count because of the Pavia rule. And so the fact that he came in, I highly encourage you. If you have not listened to that podcast, listen to the podcast. Especially the Malik Benson one. It's a very unique story as far as his whole entire coming out of high school and JC, then Alabama, then Florida State, and then ending up at Oregon for his senior season. And really just giving himself the opportunity to really kind of show up and put his name into that draft, into the contention to be drafted in the NFL. And I think that, there's been some opportunities this year that have allowed him to kind of show his game, show him what he can do. And he's taken advantage of that.
And that's just it, not like in a quiet way.
No.
I mean, he does the dirty things,
whether it's Iowa or
But then, he has taken advantage of every moment like given to him and to capitalize on it. And I think it's been amazing. And this was a thought that I had over the course of the last few weeks, right? Because we had Bear,
right,
who announced that he was staying.
Yep.
Since Dan's been here, and I questioned whether I should use or not, but I kind of liken it to I call it stray ducks.
Okay.
Right. I liken this to like stray cats or stray dogs, or you go in, to adopt a pet, and the object is that your pets, your players, right? And don't get me wrong, people, I'm not comparing these kind of things, but in this way, why do we seem to find our stray ducks that come here, and for the most part, I don't know percentages, because I haven't researched it, but what percentages that they come here and they're better when they leave than they were when they got here?
Yeah, they flourish, and
it's not by accident. It's an attitude thing. It's a culture thing, and we're seeing it over and over and over again.
Absolutely.
And eventually, people are really going to start to understand and recognize it, because if you haven't yet, people, it's happening all the time.
Yeah.
Right. I don't again know what the percentage, but Dan's got to be hitting on a 90% hit rate here.
Well, exactly. And just flipping it to the other side of the ball, I'll go first on the defensive side of the ball. We're going to talk about another transfer. Like my take two for the defensive side of the ball against Washington was Jordan Candidate. And once again, like when I think about like what he's done, comes in and he had experience, played at Tulane and then played at Ole Miss, and then came to Oregon. And he kind of followed that track. He's like, hey, where's my spot? What can I do to like elevate my potential of getting drafted in the NFL? And he comes to Oregon, and I would say like the second half of the season, like in the defensive back room, he's kind of been like the star. Not taking any credit, discrediting anybody else within that room, whether it's Dylan Thunderman or Flowers or Finney, but Jordan Kennedy, man, he's showing up. Like, and the fact is like against Washington to have that like key interception as they were going down the field to potentially score a touchdown. They took a shot, and he was there, jumped up, made that catch, and it was just like it changed the momentum of the game. And so the way that he is performing week in, week out, it's and once again, you didn't really see that early in the season, but now you're starting to see like he's hitting that groove. So I can't wait to see what he does in the playoff here.
Well, and it's interesting you say, no disrespect for those other players, but we've called on those other players all season as well, because they have taken advantage of their opportunities and their moments, and each of them are having an impact. Right. Kennedy's just his progression through the season has been more noticeable in these last 2 to 3 games.
Yeah, I would say that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I agree with that 100%. And I'm just going to stick with the theme here at Stray Ducks, because my defensive guy is Bear Alexander.
There you go.
The impact that he had on that game, and it was everybody making, Dez, right? Whatever.
Williams, yeah.
Demond, what? Yeah, is that his name?
Yeah.
See how much I want to know or care to forget about the Huskies? It's that, right? But the fact that he was made uncomfortable all game. We sat there and talked about it during the game, how uncomfortable our defense made him feel. And he had a couple of moments, right? A couple of in another off season.
Yeah.
Dude. Well, and you see what Caldwell and those guys are doing in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
So this is just Stray Ducks coming here to get ready to get drafted.
And well cared for, just like taken care of and to be developed and to, be able to pursue their dreams, pursue their NFL career. And so there we go. So
BT Weber, if Bama loses this game, DeBoer goes to Michigan, right? How do we feel about that? Ryan, he's an average coach at best. Kevin on the streets. Yeah. Okay, that's great. Appreciate that.
Hey, at least you're recognizing us. Let's go, Ducks.
That's it. You're here.
Kevin, thanks for being here.
We appreciate you, Kevin. We'll see tomorrow, man. We'll see tomorrow. But, going back to BT Weber's comment about Bama here, right? I have always asked a question about DeBoer, right? And again, in our conversations and what we've talked about is, what track record did we have of DeBoer before he even came to Washington? Right. He was at Fresno State, but he was not there long enough for any sort of a recruiting class, for any sort of development to happen within that program, and then he was gone. Yep. And then look what he did at Washington. Yep. Look what he left Washington, right? So I thought it was kind of funny that Bama would lean that direction. Yeah, he won. He won with somebody else's players, right, to a degree. And then he bolted, and then what was left there? The cupboard was empty, right? So I think the jury's still out on DeBoer, because I still think he has yet to prove anything anywhere, because he hasn't been there long enough to do so. Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see what Michigan does. Obviously, I think the score's still 17-17 at the half. But we were hoping to have the TV up here, but I had forgotten one key thing, which is the TV stand at home. Thankfully, I have a good friend, Gary, who had not left Bend and has a key to my house. And so he went and picked it up. So thank you, Gary, once again, for picking up the TV stand. We'll have the games on tomorrow. So you had Barry Alexander. Let's step into the next segment, which is just the tailgate tips with T-Rod. What's your tailgate tip of the week, my man? We're college football edition tailgate. Here we go.
You know what? I had to think a little long and hard about this because I was curious about what were we going to talk about today.
Yeah.
We're in uncharted territory. Preparedness is my tailgate tip of the day. You know, when there comes a time in the season when you put your to do your tailgate at any point in time. Don't put it too far away, because here's what's going to happen, right? The opportunity is going to come along that we all hope, our expectations should be of some sort each and every year. Yeah. So preparedness, people. Well, maybe don't put it away for the season quite on December whatever.
Yeah. Not after the Washington game. It's like, hey, you got to wait until after conference championship week, and then like the seeding of the college football playoff. And really the format, like, it's still in flux. It's a 12-game playoff this year. It's still undecided as far as how long that's going to last. Are they going to expand it? What ramifications does that have as far as more college football games or the playoff games on campus? I'm a big fan on campus. In the Bowls championship game at a neutral site field, which is very similar to the NFL neutral site field, and they have the championship game.
Yeah.
Now, so
again, I'm excited. And it's history.
Yeah, exactly.
It is Autzen history that we're going to be part of tomorrow.
Exactly.
We're going to step across that threshold into Autzen history and always be able to say that we were at the first ever playoff game at Autzen State.
And I did buy a program. I talked to you yesterday about it. I bought a program because it's like something that I want to remember. I'm going to frame and put aside, and I'll probably hang it up in my office, and just like, just to know that I was was one of the first college football playoff games at Autzen, or it was the first. So that's a great preparedness is always key.
Yes,
dude.
because it's a surprise, right? It's something that you just aren't sure if it's supposed to happen, but listen, we've been around for a long time here. We've been fans for a long time. I've seen the nastiness, right? We've seen the ugly. We've been through the 80s and this whole thing, man, and our team in general, this program in general.
It's going to be a special day, and the fact is, it's going to be like, I love the fact that it's a 4:30 kick. I'm a big fan of 4:30 kick. We had a lot of 12:30 kicks this year, in which I'm doing breakfast, and then I'm doing before the game, and then I'm doing another menu after the game. Well, this week, what we're doing, Chef Marc's menu of the week is a chili cook. And Renat of the tailgate, looks like our connection once again looks like it might be a little bit unstable. I'm not sure if it's because they're blocking it or what, but nonetheless, I hope the connection's okay. So we have 4 chilies we'll be serving. Not only that, but I also made a Brunswick stew, which is when I was looking up the menu, I always try to tie in the opponent or something from the opponent into the menu. So this week I looked up James Madison's favorite dish or something associated with President James Madison, and it came up as a Brunswick stew, which is a Southern style stew, pork, chicken. It has a tomato base in it, and it has like almost a barbecue. So think of like, hey, you smoked pulled pork and you smoked the chicken and then threw it in a pot, made a soup out of it. I made it keto style. So we do have friends of the tailgate that are keto, including T-Rod. So it's a keto Brunswick stew. I tasted it because I made it. And I want to make sure the flavors are right. Oh my god!
As you should, Chef Marc.
Just wait. Wait until you try this. This is gonna be one of those things where I'm like, I've never even heard of a Brunswick stew, but I made it, and
my lovely wife is making me some keto cornbread to bring tomorrow. So
I was scouring the internet to make keto cornbread, and apparently there's a thing called sweet corn extract that is key to the keto cornbread. But I mean, Nikki, I can't. I'm gonna say
that she's going to research it.
Yeah, well,
right?
it was like
we have some sugar-free pops tomorrow that I can partake of. Oh my goodness!
Yeah. Nice.
Oh my goodness!
So we have the Brunswick stew, which I'm excited about. The chilies. We also have the keto cornbread. It sounds like T-Rod's going to have. We also have regular cornbread. We have regular cornbread plus jalapeno cornbread. And then our friend of the tailgate, Brandy, she's making her elote. And that is just like last time she brought it was for nachos, which was for USC. That disappeared within the half hour. So I told her, bring it again because it's a fan favorite. And so I cannot wait until tomorrow to have all the fixings, all the setup for the tailgate in the menu.
It's going to be so delicious. I can't wait.
Like have the chili, hang out, watch the ball games, just have a good time. And then after the game, I did bring some dogs. We're gonna have some chili dogs. We're gonna do it up, and it'll be a good time.
And we're under the cover where it's always 10 to 15 degrees warmer under the cover than it is outside.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So
we have our bodyguard out there. Security's out there making sure.
We didn't have a visitor. I'm not sure what was up with that, but thank you, Kyler, for
securing the area.
A welcome visitor, right? Welcome visitor.
Absolutely.
All right, Ducks to watch. Next segment.
Welcome visitors.
Duck to watch tomorrow versus JMU. And so we're gonna two offensive players, two defensive players. For the game tomorrow against James Madison Dukes versus the Oregon Ducks here at Autzen Stadium at 4:30 on TNT, on True TV, on HBO Max. You can watch it on 3 different channels. Hey, put them all 3. Quad box that. or whatever you want. Triple box that. Get all.
Tri-box.
Yeah, and see which service is streaming faster. Let's see. So we're going to pick 2 offensive players, 2 defensive players. This
again brought to you by Size.
It is brought to you by Size New York Pizza. Maybe that's what lured that guy in.
Yeah. Could have been the smell.
Could have been the smell.
Could have been the smell of the double pep sitting over here in the box, people. Waiting to consume the rest of it. The live studio audience didn't already hit up on, right? So, yes, thanks again to Josh down there.
Josh at New York, Size New York Pizza. Hit him up. Go down there. Give him a visit. Tell him that Oregon Football Tailgate Talk sent you there. You can even say Chef Marc sent you there. You may still get a slice of cheese pizza.
Who knows?
Who knows? I don't know how many more pieces are left. I did shout out to my friends. Their daughter goes to University of Oregon right now. I'll let her know that I get.
Man, it's gone. It's gone, then.
Caitlin, I hope you had one.
Yeah.
Right on. So, 2 on offense, 2 on defense. Just go to you, T-Rod, for your first offensive player. Then I'll go to my first offensive player. Then you'll go back here. We'll go back and forth.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So first player for T-Rod tomorrow versus JMU. Who do you got?
And I don't know if I've called on him all season yet or not because he's kind of an obvious pick for most of us. But the leader of this offense. And, first playoff game.
Yep.
Don't care who the opponent is. Doesn't really matter to me. It's a matter of, does he continue to come out and look as relaxed as he has looked since that Indiana game?
Right.
Right. And continue to fire, and lead this team, down the field effectively, finding the right guys. He's done a great job of all of those things. And with all of the changing parts around him, whether it be, due to injury or just transformation and development of one player to the next, he's handled himself very well to this point.
Yes.
And so I'm excited to see, first of all, he handles his business. This game's over.
Yeah.
Right. And, the speakers are on, and we may a little bit, right? But if he does what I think he's gonna gonna do, and what is, again, knock on wood, never rains in Autzen Stadium. I just want to, I don't care about the stats. I just want to see that he's comfortable, that he's relaxed, effective, and he's just doing what he needs to do within the offense. And if that's the case, the rest of it will take care of itself.
Right. Well,
right.
And I like that pick. That is that we've had a couple weeks off. We played Washington at the end of November. It's been 3 weeks technically since our last game, and so Last year it was like, Oregon went into that game at the Rose Bowl, and it took a while for them to get going. So, like you said, I think that's a great pick as far as what Dante Moore showing up and getting that offense clicking and seeing how it goes early on in that game to see, add some distance between Oregon and JMU.
Well, regardless of again who the opponent is, it's still a playoff game.
It is.
So the mindset is different. It's a different season now. This is game one of the third season if you get out of non-conference games, right?
Exactly.
So we're in game one of season 3.
Exactly. Very good point there. And going back to your earlier discussion about the transfers, here's another string. He's a transfer into Oregon. He sat behind Dylan Gabriel last year, and he's accepted that role and learned and grew into this position. And it has, as the season's gone on, we get more.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? I think we do.
Okay.
I think if he's not absolutely sure, then I think we do because of the decision that he made to come in and sit behind.
Yeah.
That in itself was a mature decision for somebody that was willing to do that. Of course, if it's not exactly what he feels like is the right moment, the right time for him, I don't think he has a problem making the decision to stay one more year. Yeah. And if that's the case, oh my goodness.
Well, and I've had this conversation with a few friends so far the last couple of weeks about him. And does he declare? Does he not? This year's draft class, as far as quarterbacks go, it's not that deep. He has opportunity to be drafted within the top 10. So it'll be interesting. It'll be something to watch at the time. At this present time, he's an Oregon Duck quarterback. And I hope that continues through the end of next month, man.
There we go.
Let's go.
That's it.
All right. So I'm going to pick on my offensive side of the ball, and I'm going to pick your offensive player of the week's from Washington. Your take two offensive player of the week. My mom, Karen, her favorite Duck player currently on the roster is Noah Whittington.
Okay.
I'm picking Noah, and I think that
the old man.
Yeah, well, I mean, is he like?
I don't know. I don't say that very often.
So it's interesting because Noah, obviously last year he had an injury. He comes back early this year, and he fits into that room, and I didn't really know how he would fit in. He was obviously our running back one. There's some discussion about some other transfers within that room, but the way that he's been running as of late, or even like that Iowa game, when I think about that game, the way he was running that much force and energy and just like not shying away from contact. He's never shied away from contact, but he Big Ten football, it's lace him up, strap him up, let's go. And just I want to see him right.
It's out of so much respect, and the fact is we talked about going on early into this season and going into the season, the leadership that was going to be in each of those individual rooms.
Yeah. And
who were those guys going to be that were going to emerge as those leaders? And so, you see that he has a respect of this RB room, right? You see that he is leading these young guys and the impact that it's having on them to go out and perform at their best.
Absolutely.
Because, man, they're killing it.
Yeah.
Right. So I love that pick. I think it's a great pick for this game going into this postseason. I love that pick. And I think we're going to have to lean on him a little bit as we go, obviously later into the season, though, too. Right, we had an opportunity to get healthy a little bit. Right, again, we'll see what that means tomorrow. But but not too long of a breather.
No.
4-second pit stops, not 8-second pit stops.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So
turn and burn.
There we go.
Your second offensive player for your duck to watch versus JMU tomorrow is?
So, I've called on him one other time before, I think, this season, but I'm going to do it again. And it's solely because of the fact that, we saw earlier this week that Justice Lowe had announced that he was entering the portal, which is, hey, I wish him the best, because he was, he was a duck through and through. Right. And wish him the best always. Every kid that ever comes through here, always wishing them the best. But even more so with him, because I think he stuck it out for as long as he possibly could. And I hope that he makes good on the opportunities that will come his way. He will get more opportunities. But with that announcement, he's not going to play. Right? Does he? Or doesn't? I don't know.
Technically, you could. You can declare, because the portal doesn't open until January 3rd. So it's like you can still play.
Maybe
so
you dress down. I don't know.
You have to put out the injury report and who is available and who's not available. And Justice Lowe was listed as unavailable. So he will not be playing.
Okay. And with that injury report, we still have questions at wide receiver of really what is going to be.
Right.
Right. Is it going to be a game day decision for some of these? Are we holding some of them back and keeping people wanting, but if that's not the case, then Cooper Perry is going to be that next guy up. Again, in his evolution. Right. And now with Justice not being here, there's another opportunity for Cooper to step up again to get more looks, get more opportunities, growth. So Cooper Perry is my second one, kind of coming out of the shadows from under some of these other guys.
Yeah, no, solid pick. I mean, true freshman. He has showed up a couple times this year, mainly just getting out there, setting his blocks, and etc. But once again, a young, talented receiver, which is in that room, could show up and could be valuable as we go.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I like that pick because he does get playing time. He does line up and go. So it'll be interesting to see what that rotation does look like tomorrow. Are there guys coming off of not the injury, they have been injured, whether it's Gary Bryan Jr. or Decorian Moore or Evan Stewart, there's these guys that have not played in a few weeks. Are those guys available tomorrow? But key point, in order to have a good passing game, you need to have a left tackle that is healthy and willing to go. And so my second duck to watch on offense is going to be Isaiah Worrell. He did play against Washington. He was dinged up against USC. He didn't play. And so it'll be interesting to see his health and how he's setting, that edge on the left-hand side, blocking, allowing Dante Moore to be comfortable and throw the ball. Yeah. And so I think that, you need to have a good left tackle that is ready to go, especially in these playoffs. And facing James Madison, you never know, the guy shows up, you're going to give him havoc, and, you got to protect your quarterback going into this game. So that's my second offensive player. I'm going to flip to the defensive side of the ball. So my duck to watch, starting off, I'm going to go deep. I'll pick one defensive player. You pick a defensive player. All right. Go back and forth. I'll start on the defensive side. Go for it. I'm going to stick with Bryce Betcher. The thing is Bryce last year had a senior day against Washington, at Eugene. Was that going to be his last game? It was still yet to be determined, right? Still yet to be determined. At that point, he decided to come. Bryce is one of those guys in which he puts everything into everything that he does. Yeah. He does not hold back. And I think that will be key, especially in defending the run versus JMU, which their running game is their facet of their offense. And they do put yards on the field, on the stat sheet. So it'll be interesting to watch him in the run fits from that linebacker position and see what he can do tomorrow.
Well, and if Bryce wasn't playing, Right. I imagine that he would be the local kid sitting right here, deciding that he wanted to do a podcast from his tailgate party, and just because he loves the Ducks anyway, right? And I love that for him because he is embracing every moment that he has during the season, now this postseason. You know, when you look at the videos of him playing in his, Pee Wee League, state championship game here at Autzen when he was whatever years old, to now, and he gets to do it again. I love the fact that that guy just cherishes every moment that he gets to play ball in this stadium. And we get to cherish every moment that we get to go and step in that stadium.
Well, what about the stadium between here and there?
Yeah.
I mean, like you're saying, champions of the baseball team. So shout out to the Oregon Ducks baseball team and everything that you guys are doing over there. I love going and catching a game over there. A spring game, caught a couple games over there, and it was a blast.
We got Amy in here. We love you, Amy. Amy was part of the group that went up with us. Had a great time up there. She rode up with my son and I. Absolutely a wonderful person. And thanks for being in here, Amy. We love you. And
look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. So your first defensive player on the duck to watch on the defensive side.
It's pretty easy for me at this point in time because again we're going back to the fact that we know that JMU is going to try to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We know that they have a pretty mobile quarterback who is not necessarily too excited to throw the ball, but he's more excited to be able to try to get out and make plays happen on the perimeter, on the inside, in that RPO. And so my first one is going to be Tatum Tuioti. And
a local kid.
And again, for that reason, I don't know if tomorrow, at least early on in this game, is going to be a get after the quarterback kind of a thing. I pin your ears back unless, it's third and long and we're putting them in the most uncomfortable position to throw the ball, right? So if it plays out like I think it's going to with all of my research and knowledge that I did this week on this game,
see the notepad over here.
I think it's going to be early on in this game. I think it's going to be more about attainment and then attacking the ball or the ball carrier.
Right.
And then also making sure that we don't let that running back loose on the interior as we're trying to contain the outside. So I'm going to start out on one side with Tatum as my first guy.
And I like that because of the way in which he attacks the edges and gets after the run and gets after it. Tatum, once again, has shown up throughout the year. Like when I look at that edge group and what he has done game in, game out, he was chasing Damon Williams all over that field. It was impressive.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting, especially because their quarterback is similar in nature. Like he is going to run.
Yeah.
He is going to scramble.
What was his name in Washington again?
Damon Williams.
That guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Whatever. That guy. Moving on, my second duck to watch on defensive side of the ball is Amari Washington. Is it his last game at Autzen Stadium? That's yet to be determined. He has not declared for the draft. Generally, that takes place after the season, right? And so season's not over. Amari Washington, our nose tackle, playing that or defensive tackle, defensive tackle. Once again, it's going to be in the run to limit their ability to move the ball on key downs, whether that's third down, whether that's second down, whether that's first down. Just put them behind the chains and really set the tone early and get after them. And what I've noticed, watching Amari this year, is that offensive line, the opponent's offensive line, are having to chip and get after them with multiple players. It's not He's not a guy in which a lot of teams can just dedicate one offensive lineman to him. He needs multiple players, and they're tag teaming him and they're hitting him. But when he takes up those two guys, it allows other guys to get after it, and that's part of the game. Like there's a little bit of strategy there, and when you have a guy like that. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays and gets upfield and gets after the run. And I think in the middle of that line is going to be really key. Make them force the ball outside and allow Tatum and Bryce and maybe a safety or two or a corner or whoever get after them. So
I love that pick because there's been at least from a fan perspective, right? There's been a lot of attention on Bear just because of his growth, right, and his continued progression this season. And to me, Amari has just gone about his business, and almost in a Bryce Betcher kind of sense, where he just shows up quietly, handling his business on the interior line, making other guys, more available to do what they have to do, because our interior and our exterior, outside defensive line, because my second pick is on the other side of that from Tatum, being Mateo.
Perfect. I like that.
Right. And for the exact same reasons that I explained with Tatum, right? Tomorrow is just early on is going to be discipline. Make sure we have contain and just let people, handle their business, take care of their space, right? Coach likes to say farm their land. Put them in third long situations so you can pin your ears back and make them regret that they weren't able to run the ball effectively.
Yep.
Right. And so, when we look at that, I think you and I are also onto something here.
Yeah.
And I think it's what we're on to right now is absolutely the importance of a strong, active, and disciplined and physical defensive line going into these playoffs.
You sound like someone.
My goodness. You know what I mean?
Congrats, Tosh. On the job at Cal. Man, you were talking just like Tosh.
Oh, seriously?
Describing the freaking defensive line. It's like relentless, physical, tough, just like all those things that you just
going into these playoffs and advancing.
You're like quoting them. It's like, hey, the thing is like I think that these players have to be proud. That Tosh Boy being named the head coach of the Cal Golden Bears,
congrats.
They have to take a sense of pride. The fact that they've learned from his tutelage to perform on the field, to put him in that position, and they want to show up and say, "Hey, thanks." And the way to do that is really to show up and perform on the field.
Get it done.
So I think there's there's going to be a sense of edge. There's a sense of let's go out there and show them what's up as far as what we can do.
Absolutely.
And
the fact that if they weren't going to let him finish out the season here, that it was a deal breaker,
dude. He said fraud. He's like, how
you want to talk about a culture?
Yeah.
You want to talk about that your coaches are committed to the end.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, regardless of the money part of it, just the fact that it's an opportunity, because if you don't let me finish being here, come on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Go. I love it. Brings us to our final segment of this year's podcast. The Bucket of Doom. We're going to do a little bit of bracket challenge. And so I have my bracket. We're going to fill it out together. We're going to go through the first round games, and we'll go about that, and we'll fill out the rest of it, how it funnels out. We won't describe the semifinals. It was a game. We'll just pick winners there. We might talk a little bit more about the quarterfinal. We're over an hour and 5 minutes already into this podcast, so you know how it goes. Let's keep those viewers engaged. And so tonight, let's go ahead. Man. We're gonna go for the first game of the weekend. First game of the weekend is Alabama, Oklahoma. Yep. This game is live as we speak. Can I get a score update? Anybody in the chat? Anybody?
17 Alabama's up.
20,
Oh,
Alabama's up. Well, T-Rod and I, before this
Yeah.
the show started, we felt pretty good about our picks. I had picked Oklahoma, and when I was driving over today, I was kind of just like thinking about it. I was kind of on the fence here. I thought this would be a good game, but I was like really kind of leaning towards Oklahoma, and the reason being is that I was like thinking about how Alabama had performed going down the stretch. They kind of struggled with Auburn in the Iron Bowl. Now that is a rival, and so any rivalry game is going to be close. It's going to be difficult, and then they show up and play Georgia, and they fell flat. And so, how would they show up today? 24-17. That's a pretty sounds like a pretty competitive game. We're going to flip it on as soon as we're done here because I didn't have my TV stand. So otherwise, we would have it on right now. But we're going to flip it on the laptop as soon as we get done here. But when I was driving over, I saw a sign. I was like, hey, you know what? I think I'm leaning towards Oklahoma here. And I drove past the sign just outside of Leesburg, and it said Late Bloomers Garden Club. And I thought, oh, my God. And it was painted. The sign was painted red and white. And I thought, Boomer Sooner? You're talking to me, Boomer Sooner. And so that's how
message from above.
I was like, how do I ignore this? So
Yeah.
I may eat my words here, but I did take Oklahoma. Isn't that hilarious? Yeah.
Oh, that is great.
Is that how you went to
You
lab?
know,
Do you have, like,
yeah,
some-
yes, no, I went to the lab.
That's some laboratory work right there.
Yes.
You know, very deep science.
You know what? I mean, you put that in a beaker, heated it up with your Bunsen burner thingy, and man, you boiled some
I'm gonna find out about this Late Bloomer Garden Club, and I'm gonna send them a note.
Oh my
And
goodness!
Shout out
man.
on my podcast.
Yeah, they better win. They better win now. And I was only thinking Oklahoma because I thought Alabama's run game was dog over the last couple of games. I was questioning, right? I mean, they didn't do anything against Georgia in the run
Absolutely.
game. They got snuffed out there.
Right.
I thought they looked just a hair.
Boomer Sooner on mine. You wrote Oklahoma. All right. So let's go to the morning game. Because,
Yes, let's go to this game.
Tomorrow morning, 9. Miami going to Texas A&M.
I'm going to say the same thing
Both
with this
Station,
game. I'm going to say the same thing that I said back in 2002 for the Fiesta Bowl. We want Miami. We want you. I wanted that game to be that game here so badly, only for the fact that, you know, obviously would have stood more of a chance in this game than we probably would have in that 2002 Fiesta Bowl with McGahee and those guys back there.
Right.
But I still would have at least liked the opportunity back then to have played them for the national championship game. But of course, you know, the powers that be thought differently.
I mean, I still think of like Willis McGahee and that hit. Like I can still visualize it. Like it's just like one of those things. Like
Yeah. But I wanted that game here, but still excited to watch. Not excited.
Say it.
Not excited. I'm interested to watch the what the coaching for Miami does with their first postseason appearance.
Yeah.
And what that looks like, because you know, a couple of our, you know, Twitter and podcast friends, you know, it's always going to be what, death, taxes, and that Mario's going to screw up something, right? So, you know, here we go. He's going to get an opportunity to shine on the main stage. And
Are you leaning Miami?
no, you know what? No. I mean, I think Texas A&M. I don't. You know, all of my research throughout this whole time, A&M's always been a little overrated this season, because I also think that the SEC is weak. And forward,
Right.
right? I think the SEC, since it's the last one of the season, I think the SEC is your modern day Pac-12.
There you go.
Yeah, take that, Southeastern Conference.
So your pick, you gonna write it down, put it in pen, put pen to paper.
Texas A&M.
Wow.
Mario's gonna screw
Write
it up.
You gotta write it on the bracket,
Mario's
man.
gonna
Otherwise
screw it up.
doesn't work,
Mario's gonna screw it up somehow.
I like the fact that tomorrow morning we'll be here hanging out, have a little bit of breakfast, a little coffee. Joe, friend of the tailgate, Joe said he's bringing us coffee in the morning. And we're going to have coffee, and we're going to have you rooting for the Texas A&M Aggies, and I'll be rooting. As painful as it sounds, I'm gonna do it, dude. I'm gonna do it. I just think physically, from a physicality standpoint, I think Miami is going to take it to Texas A&M on the offensive side of the ball, and I think that Bain on their defensive side of the ball is going to wreak havoc. And I think that Mario will if Mario doesn't choke and do something stupid, which I think that he's had enough time to prepare for this game, prepare for Texas A&M, that he shouldn't, but you never know. So nonetheless, I'm going Miami. I hate to do it, but I had to pick somebody. So I love it that we're gonna have this. You're gonna be rooting for Texas A&M, and I will be rooting for the Miami Hurricanes.
That did not come out of your mouth real easier. And listen, Chef Marc. This is the third or fourth. I don't want to.
I know,
this, but
I had
gut,
the BYU, and I had
and my gut is telling me something. I'm gonna follow my gut. Respect to you for doing that.
Yeah.
I couldn't yet. I hope it does.
It will be entertaining here at the BIG Oregon Tailgate. So after that game, 12:30 kickoff, we have Tulane visiting Ole Miss. Now Tulane, their coach, is headed to Florida.
Okay.
Or no, is that right?
Heading somewhere though. He's leaving.
He's leaving. Somehow going to Florida, I think.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, and the guy from USF went to Auburn. Yes.
Okay.
So Summerall is going to Florida to face another SEC school, which is Ole Miss. Ole Miss's coach, what was the name? What was Lane?
Clifton.
Yeah, he's gone. He's go Tigers. So he's in LSU. Ole Miss did not allow him to coach, reportedly, the playoff game. It sounded like he wanted to, but he was told he is not allowed to. There was a little bit of discussion about that from the players on the Ole Miss Rebels team. And so, nonetheless, both these teams, well, you have Summerall, who's actually coaching Tulane, and then you have the now Golding, the new head coach for Ole Miss, is going to be leading Ole Miss Rebels in their first playoff game, which is kind of odd. I don't like to see these coaches leave and change. It's just part of the college football.
There is just some things that need to change about the timing of things and when things.
It's not right. It's like, can you imagine the NFL? All of a sudden, the NFL team's like, "Hey, I'm gonna this coach is gonna I'm
we're
gonna
go into playoff season, and you have the window for a coach to leave, which then affects the portal, right? And players are going to leave because coaches are leaving. I mean, it's a big mess, and it needs to be fixed. These people need to get it right.
So who do you like in this game? 12:30 game. You got Tulane going to Ole Miss.
I mean, I like Tulane's chances better than I like JMU's chances coming here, if we're going to be honest. We'll get to that. But, this leads me to a conversation of where do we stop thinking that certain conferences and certain champions of conferences should be allowed to participate in this format at this level of competition? And I don't want to sound disrespectful to those
Discredit,
their accomplishments.
Right.
But their accomplishments are what they are against the teams that they played week in and week out. Our conferences and our achievements are what they are against our conference foes that we play week in and week out, and they are not the same.
Yeah.
You know, one is not like the other, and so Tulane more so deserving, obviously, because of again, maybe a step up from a JMU. Not disrespecting JMU, they're here.
Yeah.
They've earned their right to be here based off of the format and what it says is allowable.
Yeah. Yep.
So good on them to be here.
Same thing with Tulane.
And so, you know, as I think about that, you know, obviously I think I'm going to go with Ole Miss, but I think Tulane makes it interesting.
Okay.
For at least a bit.
Okay.
There we go.
I
Ole
like
Miss.
interesting. I like games that are interesting rather than games that aren't. And
Yes,
and
Ole
I would
Miss.
agree. You know, like a couple years ago, like Tulane, they played a bowl game against a team called the USC Trojans, in which Tulane beat USC in that bowl game, and it was it was like kind of like eye-opening, not like a little bit in the fact that like Tulane, that was kind of their like as far as their football program, it was kind of like their you know, there's like their benchmark.
Yeah,
you know?
it was a next step. It was their Independence Bowl for us back in '89.
So now, they've made the 12-team playoff, the college football playoff in 2025, and so they deserve to be here.
Yeah,
and they're going to visit Ole Miss. They faced each other earlier in the season. It wasn't much of a game. I'd like to see a game. I'd like to make it a little bit interesting. Although we're just picking winners here. We're not covers or anything like that. We're just saying winner, loser, and the winner for me is once again I'm gonna side with you, Ole Miss Rebels. I think they have something to prove and say, hey, Coach, why did you leave us?
There we go.
You know?
There we go.
Ole Miss in that 12:30 game, which brings us to the game of the week for the Oregon Ducks. Oregon faces James Madison, the James Madison Dukes versus the Oregon Ducks. Dukes versus Ducks here at Austin Stadium at 4:30 Pacific time, 7:30 Eastern. What is that? Hawaii, 2:30? 2:30?
Something, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, nonetheless, what do you like? We talked a little bit about the game earlier on. I think that, you know, like when, like last week, I was having this really difficult time. It was hard for me to really like accept the fact that like there were so many people in media, so many people talking on Twitter, where it's like not giving JMU credit. Now, granted, like you look at the makeup of Oregon's football team, you look at the makeup of JMU's football team, and completely different. Like it's completely different. Now, there's a story, good story about David versus Goliath, right? And there was this image of that, like David could not. You know, there's no way that David could beat Goliath. No way. My thing is this. That football field is exactly the same for both teams. The amount of time on the clock is exactly the same for both teams. There's 11 players versus 11 players, right?
Yeah.
And you better show up, Oregon.
Yeah.
And I do believe that Dan Lanning will have this team ready to go tomorrow. Now, I'm not giving Dan Lanning's pregame speech, but you know what? You are the Oregon Ducks. You are at home. You're in front of your fans at Autzen Stadium. Let's go out and beat that ass. BTA. I think
BTA.
There's another term for it, but like, come on, let's go.
You know,
Like that's how I see it, and I think that there's something to prove. If Oregon's going to go through this playoff, if they're going to go through the college football playoff, you need to set the tone. Set the tone right now.
Yeah.
Show it tomorrow,
Yeah.
4:30 at Autzen Stadium. Get ready, y'all. I've been drinking tea all week. I'm ready to go. Let's freaking go, dude. Let's go. Oregon,
you know what?
No doubt.
You know what? I love the energy. I think it's. I don't think there's going to need to be a lot of motivation for this team outside of playing for themselves. The opportunity that's laid on the plate for them here at home. Seniors get another game. You know, they get a chance to make their mark, whatever that means to them. But I'm right there with you, man. I think the energy is going to be brought. I don't think it's closer than the experts freaking think. No, I don't. And, you know, I don't go out and make bold predictions about nothing, you know, and put myself out there. But in this situation, how can you not? We're here at Austin Stadium, and we're going to be loud as hell. It's going to be a shock for JMU and their fans, their players. You can't get ready for what is about to happen to you, what is about to be brought up on you. This game's over by the third quarter, and we are letting the starters rest and prepare for a trip to Miami. If I do say that, we have to get through this game. I don't ever look to jump the gun, but I am so pumped about what we're going to be able to just be part of it. And it may be close early if we can't get off the field, right? And we allow their run game to get some momentum. But if we see early on that we put them in third and longs in uncomfortable situations, this game is going to be.
I think the sentiment you have is a common sentiment. Like, I think that, you know, the biggest thing is when you walk into Austin Stadium tomorrow at 4:30 and get there for whatever time you walk into Austin Stadium, this is a college football playoff game. I don't freaking care who's on the other side of that field.
That's right.
You better show up and yell and scream. And like, I'm not gonna like.
I don't think
the fact of the matter is that there's people that like are just like oh, it's JMU.
Yeah.
It's like no, I don't care who it is. Like, show up, play the game, and I think that that's going to be the message that you'll see from Dan and the coaches and the players. They're going to want that energy. So show up, yell, scream, stay until the end, and have a good time. Like, be responsible.
It's not JMU's fault that they're here.
No.
They earned the right to be here based on the format that was given and handed to them, and they took advantage of it, and they're here, and deservedly so.
And their fans are going to show
and
up.
they're excited to be here.
Yeah.
They're excited to be here. I remember when I was excited to go to my first Fiesta Bowl, my first Cotton Bowl in '96, driving down to Dallas. I remember when I was that excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the history here at Austin Stadium.
Yeah.
There's always something to be excited about with this team, even if you have trouble finding it. But I don't think there's a slingshot big enough, bro. I don't think there's a rock big enough or flat enough to put in that slingshot to make this happen. This game is Oregon rolls into Miami next week.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Do it. So we're hour 26 into this. This is the longest pod that we've had all year.
Yeah.
You want to pick the rest of this, or do you want, like, we could call a timeout right here, and let's do this. Let's do this, T-Rod.
Okay.
Let's finish this off.
Okay.
After the game.
Okay. Oh.
After the game, we're gonna go live.
You mean post game?
Post game. Why don't we do a
reaction and celebration?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not?
Let's. Okay. We're gonna make our best attempt to, because the game is at 4:30 tomorrow, and I think it'll be an opportunity
to do the post game show. We'll probably go live. We don't know what time that is, so we're just gonna go pop on live. We're gonna set up the camera, set up the studio. We may be here. I don't know. We may get a little bit of flavor. We may set up right in the middle.
Who knows?
Yet to be determined, but we're gonna do it. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be fun. Show up, come hang out with us. We'll be here at the Big Oregon Tailgate, here at the Masonic Lodge from Polar. If you're still on there, come down. We may not sleep tonight.
It's like 6:30.
We may
6:30.
6:30. There's a game day show. We'll have that set up, and first game is at I think probably most competitive game between you and I. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Should be fun. We'll be having a little bit of smack talk. Food's on at 1:30. Fill yourself up with some chili, some Brunswick stew. Just like
underneath the covers.
Just have a good time, and then let's walk into the stadium and bring the energy and show up. And as always, what do we say?
You know what? We appreciate you, chat, for joining us tonight. You know, some of you, whatever. We're gonna ask one more time for the end of the season. Like and subscribe. We appreciate you all. Appreciate the chat. Chef Marc, it's been a pleasure, my man, and we will see you post game. Well, besides the fact, whatever we're going to be doing over here in the kitchen tomorrow.
We're going to be cooking some stuff up.
Appreciate all of you.
We'll finish out this bracket post game. We'll have some live results, and we'll be going, man. And as always, go Ducks.
A
long one, man.